Hey everyone, Rich Lowry with National Review. Let's talk about the dangerous and absurd campaign against Chick-fil-A. As you probably know, Chick-fil-A is home to the original chicken sandwich and also to waffle fries. Its founder, Truett Cathy, had to come up with a method to make chicken sandwiches fast enough to serve factory workers who came to his original restaurant on their lunch breaks. He came up with that method. He slapped the chicken sandwiches on buttery buns. He added a couple pickles, and the rest, my friends, is American history. But for his enemies, Chick-fil-A has a desperate flaw. And it's not that his sandwiches aren't juicy. It's not that his waffle fries aren't tasty. It's that its leadership is Christian. And we see a very real sign of that every single week when Chick-fil-A voluntarily gives up potentially 1/7 of its business every week to close on Sundays as a sign of the faithfulness of its leadership. Now, you might remember back in 2012, there was a blow-up. The current CEO of Chick-fil-A espoused a traditional Christian view of marriage. It emerged that Chick-fil-A's foundation was giving money to politically engaged, socially conservative organizations. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but Chick-fil-A didn't want to deal with the flack, so it just said, look, we're not going to do advocacy anymore. We're just going to focus on the chicken. But that hasn't been good enough for its enemies. The last 2 weeks, Chick-fil-A has been excluded first from the airport in San Antonio, Texas, and second, following up from the airport in Buffalo, New York. So let's talk about the 5 reasons why the current campaign against Chick-fil-A is wrong. Reason number 1, it is ridiculously attenuated. Chick-fil-A isn't a hate group. Chick-fil-A isn't excluding anyone. Chick-fil-A isn't discriminating against its employees or refusing to serve anyone. You don't become the fastest growing restaurant chain in America, soon projected to be number 3 in total sales after McDonald's and Starbucks, by turning away any customers or getting between your potential patrons and your chicken sandwiches. Reason number 2, there is nothing wrong with the groups that Chick-fil-A is now being attacked for supporting. These also aren't hate groups. They are Christian organizations overwhelmingly focused on service and on spreading the word. We're supposed to believe that the Salvation Army, yes, that Salvation Army, with its famous thrift shops, with its bell ringers outside stores during the Christmas season, with its disaster relief programs, with its programs to give needy children Christmas gifts. We're supposed to believe that Salvation Army is so out of bounds that if Chick-fil-A gives any money to it, that Chick-fil-A should be shunned and chased out of our public spaces. That is shockingly stupid. And by the way, if that's your standard, you can have a lot of targets, because the Salvation Army raises $2 billion a year from private sources. Reason number 3, there's nothing inherently hateful with Christian morality. Another group that Chick-fil-A is being attacked for supporting is the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. This is a group that no one before has thought to define as hateful. It is a sports ministry. It is focused on deepening the faith of coaches and athletes and spreading the gospel through them. Yes, it asks its leaders to sign a pledge saying they won't engage in homosexual acts, but in the same pledge, they say they won't engage in heterosexual acts outside of marriage, and that they won't smoke, drink, or use drugs. This is a Christian organization trying to assure itself that its leadership shares its Christian values and is acting on them. Reason number 4, no one feels threatened by Chick-fil-A. The San Antonio City Council member who led the crusade against Chick-fil-A said it couldn't be in the San Antonio airport because everyone needed to feel welcome in that airport. Well, Chick-fil-A is now part of the fabric of American life. All of us drive or walk by its stores all the time. If you don't like Chick-fil-A for whatever reason, you don't like its sandwiches, you don't like its leadership, you don't like its logo, you don't like the religious faith of its leadership, you don't have to go there. You don't have to patronize it. There are all sorts of other places in America that serve chicken sandwiches. Maybe not chicken sandwiches that are good, but that serve chicken sandwiches. You can go buy a chicken sandwich at Wendy's if you want. Reason number 5, that this campaign is wrong is that it is blatantly unconstitutional. Government bodies cannot discriminate against private companies on the basis of their political or religious viewpoints. This is completely obvious. Anyone who doubts this needs to go and get a remedial course in the United States Constitution as soon as possible. And those are your 5 reasons why the campaign against Chick-fil-A is wrong. We'll see you next time, and eat more chicken.